I'm Judea Murray, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us. If you're in Brooklyn and you have a unique talent, you just might get the chance soon to shine. A new show aims to uplift people by showing the world what you're good at. Brush up on those vocal runs and dust off those dancing shoes. These guys are looking for random, raw talent, and it's an opportunity that you just can't miss.
Kristin, who has danced with Britney Spears and other household names, is now teaming up with Talent Recap's Billy Blanks Jr. to launch Kickin' with Kristin. Right now, they're chatting live with YouTube viewers. Talent Recap has more than 8 million subscribers.
People not only talk to her, but dance with her, talk about their talents, and I thought that was so great. You were like the Pied Piper of New York.
McQuaid will hit the streets of various towns and cities with a camera crew looking to ask one main question: what's your talent?
You might not be Beyonce or Ariana Grande. You are talented. And so those of you at home that are watching and thinking, I'm not talented at all, it's just that you might not know what your talent is yet. There's going to be glass blowing. There's going to be horseback riding.
There's some that maybe she's not that great at, and sometimes she gets better and sometimes she doesn't.
McQuaid's main message: be yourself, but don't stop there.
You're changing every day. I wasn't the same person yesterday as I am today, and so on, because you're evolving. And therefore, I feel like you need to be yourself in the moment.
New York City, where dreams come true. And that's what they say, and I can see that it really is true. Now, continuing the star search, a strong singer from Valhalla, New York, has been capturing hearts from all across America on The Voice. The Hudson Valley's David Vogel put his hometown on the map when his gorgeous voice won over the likes of Ariana Grande. That's David performing his own iteration of the star's hit song, Breathin'.
That was so beautiful. I thought it was a really unique take. I love that you play an instrument too.
Absolutely.
At first, David was Team Ariana, but she wasn't the only judge eyeing our tri-state songbird.
Give it up one more time for David Vogel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! Wait 1 second! Oh! That's the sound of a steal!
By episode 12, John Legend swooped in and stole him from right under her nose. Needless to say, it's been a wild ride for David. Who knows what will happen next? And that brings us into today's Did You Know? Did you know that blood supply, according to the American Red Cross, is at critically low levels? The lowest it's been in a decade, actually. To combat that, the organization teamed up with Amazon to offer New Jerseyans who agree to donate a pretty impressive incentive.
Giving blood saves lives, and that is why most donors do it.
There's a human being behind every unit of blood because it can't be manufactured. And so it always comes from somebody who cares.
But now those who care and give the gift of life to others are getting a little something for themselves.
If you give blood between November 1st and November 12th, you are automatically entered to win a 9-day trip to Hawaii.
Rosie Taravella, the regional CEO of the American Red Cross of New Jersey, says they're desperate with donations down 10% since August. The current blood supply is the lowest it's been at this time of year in a decade. Well, donations have increased since falling early pandemic, but the need has also gone way up recently.
There were a lot more people out on the road, unfortunately getting in accidents. And then, people were rescheduling surgeries that they had put off.
In addition to the possibility of winning that trip to Hawaii, anyone who donates blood to the Red Cross between November 1st and 23rd will take home a $10 Amazon gift card, a little incentive to help the Red Cross catch up with that growing demand, and a big thanks for helping to save lives.
Remember, in order to be considered for either prize, you have to sign up for a blood drive at the Red Cross website. You can find a link for that at news12.com or on the News 12 app. RWJ Barnabas Health and New Jersey's ice hockey team, the Devils, laced up last week in West Orange, New Jersey to thank healthcare workers for everything they do with a fundraiser. The Running with the Devils 5K is all about promoting active lifestyles and healthy eating. Actually, organizers say just spending time together is great for mental health, which is perfect because participants poured in.
An event like today where we can be in person, we can renew the friendships and camaraderie that we've always had, and frankly begin to unwind the emotional distress that everyone has incurred as a result of this awful pandemic.
Organizers say all of the funds that were raised during the 5K will help healthcare workers keep our communities healthy. While we're talking about the Devils ice hockey team, a Connecticut high schooler is trying his best to introduce the sport to kids who may not otherwise be exposed to it. With the high costs of the gear and ice time, hockey isn't exactly the most affordable activity. Let's head to Connecticut to see just how John is giving these kids a chance to play.
Hockey's just been a huge part of my life.
Fairfield Ludlow senior John Valillo is a captain on the Fairfield co-op team. He says he wanted to take a shot at sharing his passion for hockey with others.
Why not spread the joy and the love to the people who otherwise might not have the chance to access it?
So he came to Hall Elementary in Bridgeport to introduce grades 3 through 6 to a sport some have never seen.
I find so much joy in reaching the kids and seeing the smile on their faces and hearing the screams of joy for an hour. I had a teacher come down to me at the Hall School and say, I was sitting up above in the window and I just heard screams of joy and laughter for an hour, and she's like, thank you so much, this is just such a great thing you're doing.
Valillo's program is called Chance to Play, and he even has his own website.
John reached out to a bunch of PE teachers in Bridgeport, asked us if we'd be interested in coming out and showing the kids about hockey and giving them the first experience. So it was great. He came over on a Friday, worked with the grades 3 to 6. They loved it.
Valillo hopes to eventually take the kids from the blacktop to the ice. He says he's working on scholarships and donations through USA Hockey and the Bridgeport Islanders to possibly get these kids the equipment they need to succeed.
Just seeing the joy on the kids' faces that day made it all worth it.
You'll find a link to John's website at news12.com and of course on the News 12 app too. Now, according to the American Diabetes Association, almost 1.6 million Americans have type 1 diabetes. The community of Scarsdale is rallying support around one young boy with the chronic disease. They walked side by side, raising money to help him find a cure. Let's take a look.
Who can resist that face?
Get those sugars down.
Few can, and this crowd surely proves it.
He's just so sweet. There's not even enough words to describe this kid.
All of these people got their sneakers on to help Benny Collier, who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes about a year ago.
We're doing the JDRF One Walk. It's a Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, and what they do is they try to help find a cure for type 1 diabetes.
A disease that doesn't make life easy for Benny or his family.
What Benny deals with every day are lows and highs, and with lows and highs, you know, it can be life-threatening for lows.
That lowest of lows, unfortunately, took the life of one walker's brother, who says we've come a long way with research and support.
It was a long process. They didn't have all the pumps and the machinery that they have now to check the glucose levels. So all of the work that has been done through JDRF has gotten us to where we are now.
But she says we didn't come this far to get this far, that with more support, lives can be saved, and lives like Benny's can be lived to the fullest.
I hope in his lifetime he can be cured and won't need things to be delivered into his body to survive.
Like I said, hard to resist, right?
There's nothing like a home-cooked meal. Sometimes you just really miss your uncle's ribs or grandma's mac and cheese or mom's shrimp and you know, maybe it's just me. Regardless, though, a Bronx chef says he's got all of us covered. He's gearing up to serve his signature-styled home-cooked comfort food on wheels.
A little bit of Cajun seasoning.
Eric Barron feels most at home in the kitchen.
I'm in my element, you know, it's just my stress reliever.
He specializes in comfort food.
Ribs, wings, mac and cheese bites, French toast, shrimp and grits. You know, a little bit of everything.
Barron has been in the culinary business for more than 15 years. During the height of the pandemic, he decided to take a leap of faith by starting his catering business, time is of the essence. He took his culinary skills on the road and opened up a food truck.
My goal is to leave something for my kids, you know. When I'm not here, they have something to say, you know, this is what Daddy did for us. You know, this is why he worked so hard.
But the Bronx entrepreneur ended up putting the brakes on the mobile kitchen because of unseen costs and other roadblocks. He considers the setback a bump in the road. He says it won't deter him from serving up his signature dishes on wheels.
You know, it was an appetizer. It was something that showed me this is what it can be, this is what it will be. You know, dust yourself off, get back to it, and, you know, get the truck back.
Now that the pandemic is slowing down, Barron says his catering orders is picking up to help him get back in the food truck business.
Yum to all of that.